Salvete omnes, this is I'm Amelia, also known as TheMartianGeek, and welcome back to another episode of Crashed Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex. In the last episode, we finished out the second warp room, which, if you ask me, took entirely too much time. And now it's time for the third, which has levels 11 through 15 and the fire theme. So we'll start with level 11, the Gauntlet. But first, a message from our sponsor, Pyro.
I realize my brethren have had some trouble with you, my little orange friend, but I'm not quite sure why. Is it getting hot in here? Is it safe to be wearing that fur? It looks flammable!
Well, if we can help it, Crash's fur won't ignite anytime soon. Or ever. Incidentally, why did they make the fire warp room the third one and the air one the fourth? Because if you go by the traditional classical element ordering, air should be third and fire should be fourth. Which incidentally corresponds neatly to the four basic states of matter. Earth is solid, water is liquid, air is gas, and fire is sometimes plasma. As for level 11 though, we have 136 boxes to get, and it's another medieval castle themed one. We still have the night enemies, but now we have trapdoors, which were previously only seen in the level 4 death route. And that's basically what this level focuses on more than anything, is traps. We won't have as many enemies to deal with, but we'll have a lot more dangerous inanimate objects, such as those big swinging axes over there. Somewhat reminiscent of the Dark Castle levels in Crash 1. In fact, actually quite a few things in this level remind me a bit of Crash 1. We'll see more of them in a bit. For now, there's the obligatory fire, I suppose. Get to the first checkpoint. Oh, and we can double jump now. That's probably the power I'd pick if I had to only choose one power-up from beating bosses in this game. Like, the bazooka is nice and all, but I feel like the double jump is just always useful. I timed that badly. I could have had another Aku Aku. Incidentally, I think that might be the only time those hammers show up, but I could be wrong. We have things like those, these rolling fireballs, these platforms that go in and out, much like the ones in the temple stages in Crash 1. And we have a bit of a cache of boxes down here. And, I'm not actually sure if I knew that you could bounce on the underside of the metal bouncy boxes. Here's another thing that reminds me of the Crash 1 temple levels. These things. They're in the wall, and they go in and out, and either hurt you or push you off the stage. Let's just go over here. Don't fall on the Nitros, and don't have that happen to you, like I just did. Down to 0 Aku Akus. See, I keep thinking they're gonna put an explosive box in big groups of crates like this, but I don't know if they actually ever do that. I know there was at least one level in Crash 2 that did, but I forget if there are any in Crash 4. Anyway, time for the bonus room. We have 35 boxes to take care of, which will nearly double our box count from what it was before. And we have Nitros. This level does seem to like those. I suppose Nitros explode and explosives are related to fire, so I imagine that's not really the reference they were going for. And now comes the part where we're very glad that in Crash 3 they changed from these taking 10 jumps to smash to only taking 5. I remember there being some bonuses in the first two Crash games that were just kind of tedious because of that. They also changed that even in the Insane Trilogy remakes of Crash 1 and 2. But yeah, it seems like the bonus rooms were heating up a bit, no pun intended. They're getting noticeably trickier than what we've had previously. Well, I guess it was kind of a ramp up after the ones in levels 8 and 10, though. Anyway, another checkpoint get. And watch out for this part. We have more of these swinging mace things. I think those were in the death route in level 4. And we have more trapdoors, which definitely were. These seem like the kind of thing where it would be difficult to tell exactly where their hitbox is, so I'm just going to try to be cautious. And now we have a single tile wide platform in a section that's not side-scrolling. Oh boy. My favorite. But if we're careful, we can go over here and get to the death route. Is there a checkpoint up there? I want to see if there's a checkpoint up there first, because if you do the death route, die in the death route, go back to that other checkpoint, and then die before you get to the death route again, it'll disappear again, which I don't remember being a thing in Crash 2 or 3, but it is one here. Oh, we do have wizard enemies, okay. Oh, there's a checkpoint, okay. Just gonna smash these. And go get this, because coming back through this area seems a lot easier than dealing with all the stuff between that checkpoint and the previous one, quite frankly. And I almost certainly will die in this death route, so better to be safe. Or safer. I wonder if it disappears if you die after getting it and reaching the next checkpoint. Well, that's a fast one. Ow. Yeah, that's hard to get through without taking damage. Now we're down in the... Oh boy. I can't believe I didn't get hit there, but I'll take... Oh, maybe I did get hit there. Okay, good, the wizard's still gone. I could probably jump forward from that top platform and save a few seconds, but... Excuse me. I don't really want to risk doing that and dying outside of the death route. Uh-oh. Ow. Yeah, this is a tricky one. This is probably where I'll lose most of my lives in the level, to be honest. But if I just bang my head on it enough times, I ought to succeed. Good advice for a lot of video games, really. Okay, moving on. And I don't actually think these bridge graphics show up anywhere else. Well, I guess maybe they did in level 4 during that one part. Yes, that one part. Very descriptive. And now we just have a bit of platforming. Or rather, jumping over the platform. Depth perception is a difficult thing sometimes. Yeah, level 1's death route was fairly easy. 4's wasn't too bad. This one, pretty tricky, actually. I guess they are optional. They're only for people who care to get 100%. But whew. Bisected. Watch me end up at an even lower life total than I did after the second boss. Yeah, there's a reason they give you those 2 1-up crates over there. So can I actually just stand under those mace balls and not have to worry about ducking? That stinking fast one is so hard to dodge. And you don't get an Aku Aku before that unless you bring one in from the main part of the level, so... Oh, well now I get an Aku Aku because I died too many times. You know, I'll take it. It's like, here's this obstacle that's easy to get around to lure you into a false sense of security. The very next one is nearly impossible to not get hit by. especially if you do that. I almost jumped into it. The environment here is kind of cool, I suppose. Like, it's an aspect of the castle that you don't see a lot, basically the underground. Oh, those do go! I wondered if those platforms might not stay put. So, yeah, don't stay on them too long, I guess. I think I might just have to start cutting tries on this thing. Don't know how I didn't get hit there, but I'll take it. So we are approaching the part that I have not been able to get past yet. I still haven't actually figured out the timing on that really fast one. And there we go. There is the purple gem. And since we still want to finish the level normally, I'm gonna die. Deliberately this time. And now we still have the gem and we can move on. And funny enough, I'm back to 67 lives. But we can finally make some progress. Yeah, that death route is pretty tough, actually. I remember there being one particular obstacle that apparently actually isn't there and might be in a later section. But for now, Power Crystal, Invincibility. And I really wanted that one up, but I didn't get it. Yeah, Invincibility in this game is just about useless. Well, that's one thing Crash 1 never did that I recall, is have these things on stairs. So, there is stuff down there. And I forget if we need to hit that before or afterward. Oh good, another one up. Uh-oh. Did I just screw myself? Can I get back up there? I can, okay. Combination double jump and crouch jump does it. Yeah, there are a lot of Nitros in that level, but we made it. We got 2 gems in one run, after dying a dozen times or so. But yeah, that was actually a pretty good level. Nothing but pure platforming, and dodging a lot of traps. The next one, well, we'll see. And that purple gem won't become relevant for at least a bit. Not in this warp room. So level 12, Tsunami. Which is not something that's really associated with fire, I have to say. I guess some tsunamis can be caused by underwater volcanic activity, maybe? But it's another Coco level. And it doesn't start Tsunami E. We have 101 boxes. And we have another, some sort of vaguely Asian theme. Why does Coco get all the Oriental levels? Is she a weeaboo? Another one up, and we're invincible to absolutely nothing, apparently. Yeah, that did literal nothing. Thanks, game. We have the dreaded fish again. Well, at least we're accumulating a couple more lives. This is kind of a weird level, honestly. But it is what it is. And I'm going to save that stack of boxes until we get out of the bonus room, because if we die in the bonus room after having gotten another mask, that would be bad. In case you're wondering, no, Coco can't double jump. Oh, and she can't crouch jump either, just checking. So yeah, I guess now is the part where Coco starts to lag behind Crash a bit. So again, the Nitros did count that time. So let's get some useless invincibility. Well, actually this one's a bit less useless than the previous one. But now we go toward the camera, and we can probably guess what that means. It's tsunami time. And I think I'm about to die. Yeah, I died. By a giant wall of watery death. Incidentally, even though Coco is better at getting boxes under TNTs than Crash is, I would still be careful about it, because if you let her remain kicking too long, then she will... Uh-oh. If you let her remain kicking too long, then she'll kick the TNT, too. Like that. So apparently I don't know which button is the accelerator for Coco's little scooter thing. Is it this one? Well, circle seems to do the job. Why it's different for her compared to Crash's Jeep, I don't know. Ah, that was a one-up I could have gotten. I don't have to worry as much about getting the boxes, because again, the Tsunami will take care of most of them. Ow. Giant wall of watery death, and we're already at the end of the level. Yeah, there's really not that much to this one. We have a checkpoint, and if you're wondering why there's a checkpoint at the very end of the level, well, it has to do with this. The blue gem pathway. First, we're going to hit these nitro, or the nitro detonator, and apparently we missed 3 boxes somewhere. Not sure where that could have been. So I guess actually now I need to die, because I wanted to get the gem, but somehow I missed boxes. So we're going to have to do the blue gem pathway, and I have bad memories of this one. There's a good reason they gave you the checkpoint. But it is what it is, and we'll see how it goes. We haven't gotten to the really nasty part just yet. Just keep going along on all these boats and all these other things that would have fit much better in Warp Room 2. This is the tricky part. Single block wide jumps. And you can see those nitros over there. That's why we can't just hit the nitro box or nitro detonator and then go in here, because it'll make those no longer platforms. So yeah, it starts off innocent enough, and then it gets bad. And I almost didn't make that jump. Oh, I don't know how I didn't die there, but I'll take it. I suppose I could make another comment about New Crash 4 being worse. Ah, dang it. It's so hard to judge the jump distance and direction on those things. Jeez. The fact that this is the only gem pathway in this game that I have distinct memories of should tell you something right there. Today's episode, 2 levels that are not that hard, and 2 secret routes that are harder than heck. Also upside down boats with wonky hitboxes. This is a part where I really wish Coco could double jump. Yeah, because of that. Okay, we're in new territory now. We can't take time to line up our jumps on these things because Nitros. Oh, nuts! That wasn't even a difficult one. Seriously? Yeah, Aku, that'll help me here. Because it's totally getting hit by things that I had a problem with and not falling into the instant death water. Helpful for the previous one of these we had to do, not so much for this one. Case in point. Ow. I was gonna say the fish might not as well be there for all the threat they pose, but apparently they do something. Why do I keep missing that? What the heck? Depth perception is difficult. Well, that time I missed a different one. Okay. Okay, can we make it this time, please? What the heck? Just what the heck? What is it with that jump? Okay, finally, only 2 more things to jump on. Got the gem! Ah, thank goodness. That was not fun. That was in fact a complete and total pain in the butt. Like, I can't even think of another secret area in a Crash game that's that much of a nuisance. We didn't get the other gem, but I'm coming back for that one. I think I've seen about all I can take of rainstorms in Asian places. Well, we did levels 11 and 12, so I will see you next time as we continue through the middle of Warp Room 3.
I have a taste for some deep-fried Bandicoot.
Gross. Anyway, let's try this again, shall we? I found the 3 boxes that we were missing, and fortunately, they're not in the blue gem area. They are, in fact, in the bonus room. And on the subject of the blue gem pathway, I think actually the main reason I remembered it so well wasn't the difficulty, though it certainly has that in spades. No, it's because it's actually the only gem pathway that I possibly could have seen as a kid, at least the first time through. See, Warp Room 3 was as far as we ever got on this game when we played it at the Ronald McDonald house. Probably we could have gotten farther if the staff hadn't been peeved about us leaving the console on for 8+ hours in a row. Honestly, somebody maybe should have said, look, was it our fault that you people didn't have the sense to get a memory card? Yeah, I remember doing 11 just fine. Level 11, that is. And then I think I did level 12 and perhaps rather unwisely for a mere child of 13, new to the world of 3D platformers, attempted the blue gem pathway, and either I got too frustrated and quit, or passed the controller to somebody else, or left to do something else, I don't know. Maybe I died on the... or maybe I game overed on the blue gem pathway, and after that just finished the level normally, but either way, I think my brother might have tried at least one of the other levels in this warp room, but we never beat Warp Room 3, so as a result, I don't have as many memories of Warp Rooms 4 and 5. And by the way, those 3 boxes, it's these 3 right here. You gotta hit the exclamation mark switch, and then backtrack a bit, and then it'll make those appear in addition to these boxes above the Nitros. Tricky, tricky. So the thing about the blue gem pathway is it's actually the only one that you can experience if you haven't beaten Warp Room 3. Because we've seen the red and yellow gem pathways, but we don't have the gems for them yet, and won't be able to get them until later Warp Rooms. And the gems we do have, their corresponding gem pathways aren't until later in the game. I know the purple gem one is in level 17. I actually forget which level has the green gem pathway, but if I had to guess, I'd say level 25. We'll get to those when we get to them, but... so yeah. Dang it, that's the wrong way. Is it possible that other gem pathways and or death routes are as bad or worse than the blue one? Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember them. We'll find out together. For the time being, let us just be very thankful that we do not have to do that one again. Just outrun or outscooter the Tsunami, get the last remaining checkpoint, hit the Nitro switch, and there you have it. 101 boxes and the other gem. And it didn't even take that long. Yeah, I swear the gem pathway in that one is a good third of the level. That one is astonishingly short. I don't know what it is, but it is. It's also interesting that the second gem doesn't look the same as the first one. Like, I'm pretty sure in the first 3 Crash Bandicoot games, the clear gems looked identical if there was more than one of them in the level. Here it's like, the first one is white and narrower, and the second one is gray and wider. But anyway, moving on.